What if I told you someone makes $150,000 a year tasting wine and their pajamas? Or that companies are paying people six figures to analyze forests without ever stepping foot into one? Crazy, right? I stumbled upon this wild career switcheroo that'll make your head spin faster than a remote worker's office chair. Picture this. An interior design assistant, probably tired of color coordinating throw pillows, decides to do a 180-degree switch and lands a gig in forensic accounting. Talk about going from feng shui to fun with spreadsheets. But here's the kicker. This crafty career chameleon didn't just change jobs, they hit the salary jackpot. I mean, we're talking tripling their paycheck, folks. It's like they found the pot of gold at the end of a remote work rainbow. You might think remote work is all about coding in your pajamas or answering customer calls while your cat judges you. But oh, how wrong you'd be. There's a whole circus of unexpected remote roles out there, and we're talking head of real estate, because apparently you can sell houses from your own house. General counsel, objection, I'm not wearing pants, Your Honor. Travel agent, ironically planning other people's trips while never leaving your couch. Chief storyteller, in a world divided by hate, one man Sorry. Companies like TopTal, Buffer, Zapier are like the cool kids of remote work, offering these funky positions. They're basically saying, office space? We don't know her. Here's the tea. The juiciest remote jobs are like introverts at parties. They're there, but you gotta seek them out. It's all about networking. Ugh, I know. And pimping out your resume like it's going to the Met Gala. Pro tip from yours truly. Ditch those dusty job boards and slide into the DMs of remote-first companies' career pages. That's where the real hidden gems are hiding. Remember, in the world of remote work, expect the unexpected. One day, you're designing living room. The next, you're investigating corporate fraud, all while wearing sweatpants. Now that's what I call living the dream. So on that note, today I'm super excited to dive into some of the coolest remote jobs you probably haven't even heard of yet. Seriously, forget about the usual customer service and data entry gigs you're seeing all over YouTube. These roles are going to blow your mind. But first, here's a wild stat for you. 98% of workers want to work remote for the rest of their careers. Crazy, right? But here's the thing. The most exciting remote jobs are often totally under the radar. As someone who works as an HR manager for a Fortune 500 company and operates a global business consulting firm, my goal is to help everyone reach their full potential. I'm all about sharing tips and insights every week to help you thrive in life. So hit the sub. Oh, and everything I mentioned today will be linked in the description below. So you can just check it out later. All right, let's jump into these unusual remote job opportunities. Hey, so remember the wine tasting that we talked about? Here it is. Virtual wine tasters. Yeah, it's a real thing. Companies ship wine samples to your home and you conduct virtual testing sessions for clients all over the world. Entry-level positions start at around $55,000. Experienced tasters can earn $75,000 to $150,000 annually. One corporate wine buyer working remotely told me she makes $180,000 a year plus bonus, all while working from her home wine cellar. What do you do in this role? Well, you evaluate wine and food products or beverages remotely, providing detailed feedback on the taste, the quality, and the presentation. So what are your required skills for a job like this? Well, first things first, you have to have a refined palate. You have to have knowledge of flavor profiles, professional certification in wine and food tasting, strong written communication skills is imperative. So, okay, where do you learn all this? Well, the Court of Master Sommelier, this is a wine certification. This is highly recommended. International Wine and Spirit Education Trust, it's called WSET. They have courses for this. Sensory Analysis Certification from University of California, Davis, and Food Service and Evaluation courses at Coursera. All right, so you've acquired all of this. So where do you find the job? The first place that you're going to have to go to is wine.com. National Food Laboratories, sensory research companies like MMR Research, specialty food manufacturers, wine distributors, and importers. So the next job is remote fashion stylist. A remote fashion stylist helps clients build and maintain their wardrobes virtually using video calls, digital tools, and styling apps. You create digital lookbooks and offer personalized shopping recommendations. Salary ranges here start at around $45,000 for entry level to $250,000 plus for celebrity stylists. Personal shoppers can expect to earn around $150 to $500 US a session. So there are some required skills here. Fashion merchandising knowledge is paramount. Color theory expertise is a good idea, and digital styling tools proficiency. Visual presentation skills, honestly, are going to serve you the best. So where do you learn all these skills? Well, you can go to the Fashion Institute of Technology online course, Parsons School of Design certificate program, programs, LinkedIn Learning fashion styling course, and personal styling certification from London College of Style. That one's probably your best bet. So where do you go to find these jobs? Stitch Fix, Trunk Club, Wishy, independent styling platforms, and of course, luxury retail virtual styling departments. Digital forest managers are next, and the salaries, honestly, will probably shock you. Using satellite imagery and AI, these remote workers monitor forest health and manage conservation efforts from home. Entry-level positions start at around $85,000, while senior managers earn $140,000 to $200,000 a year, especially when working for private timber companies or international conservation organizations. So what do you do in this role? Well, you monitor forest health, you analyze environmental data, and you manage conservation efforts using satellite imagery and remote sensing technology. So what are the required skills for this? GIS software expertise, remote sensing technology knowledge, environmental science background is recommended, and data analysis capabilities. So where do you learn all these skills? ESRI's GIS certification. NASA has a program called RSET. It's fantastic. Environmental management courses on EDX and forest management certification from SAF. All right, so you've acquired all that, you like what you hear, and you definitely like the salary. So where do you find the jobs for this? So Forest Service Remote Sensing Application Center, environmental consulting firms, conservation organizations, state natural departments, and of course, private timber companies, which honestly pays the most, and I would recommend you go there first. By the way, all the links are in the description for these jobs and resources, and drop a like and a comment while you're down there, will you? Thanks. Helps the engagement. Virtual Museum Guide. So a virtual museum guide leads online tours and educational experiences of museums, galleries, and cultural institutions through digital platforms. So here's what they typically do day to day. They conduct live virtual tours using video conferencing tools, walking online visitors through museum collections, exhibits, and artifacts. They create interactive presentations about specific artworks, historical pieces, or exhibitions, often using high-resolution images and 3D scans. They lead online educational programs for schools, for universities, and for adult learning groups. Salary ranges here from around $40,000 to $200,000 plus, with special exhibitions granting bonuses between $5,000 and $15,000 per exhibition. I knew a woman who was paid $10,000 for an ancient Egyptian exhibit on top of her normal salary. Needless to say, it was a good month for Heather. Way to go, Heather. So what are the required skills for virtual museum guide? Well, the obvious here is art history expertise, virtual presentation skills, digital storytelling, educational technology proficiency. Okay, so where do you learn all of this? Museum Studies Online certificate, it's from Harvard Extension School, is a really good option. Digital heritage courses in Coursera, virtual tour guide certification programs, educational technology courses on EDX. You can find jobs in this area at major museums' digital departments, online education platforms, cultural heritage organizations, virtual tour companies, and educational technology firms. Next job up is Remote Archaeological Analyst. So Remote Archaeological Analyst starting salaries begin at around $65,000. But here's where it gets pretty interesting. Specialized analysts working on major projects can earn $120,000 to $175,000. One analyst discovered a Roman settlement from her kitchen in Portland and now makes $160,000 consulting for multiple research institutions. Nuts. Role description. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to analyze archaeological data, you're going to conduct virtual surveys, and guide field teams using digital tools. So what are the required skills for this type of a job? Well, as you can imagine, they're pretty extensive. Archaeological theory and methods are paramount. 3D modeling software expertise would be smart. GIS and LiDAR data analysis, remote sensing interpretation. It's pretty heady, but the money is really good. So where do you learn all of these skills? The Archaeological Institute of America courses, digital archaeology certification programs, GIS for archaeology courses on Coursera, and remote sensing workshops through major universities all around the world. All right, so you've acquired all of these difficult skills to acquire, and now where do we find these jobs? Well, cultural resource management firms, yeah, there's management firms for this kind of thing. Government archaeology departments, research institutions, heritage conservation organizations, environmental consulting groups. This is really fantastic business. The demand exceeds the supply. Virtual event designer. So a virtual event designers are revolutionizing celebrations and corporate events. Entry-level designers start at around $50,000 a year, but experienced professionals managing global virtual conferences earn $120,000 to $200,000 a year. One designer shared they made $230,000 last year orchestrating virtual events for Fortune 500 companies. Ours was one of them. So what are you going to do in a role like this? Plan and coordinate virtual events, from conferences to weddings, using digital platforms and tools. So what are the required skills here? Virtual event platform expertise, project management. This one, honestly, guys, is critical. Project management, digital marketing, user experience design. So where are you going to learn all of these things? Event Leadership Institute certification, digital event strategist certifications called PCMA, virtual event management courses on Udemy and project management professional, PMI and PMP certifications. So where are you going to find these jobs? Well, virtual event platforms, corporate events departments, wedding planning companies, conference management firms, and technology companies. Remote voice acting coaches are next, with a surprisingly lucrative pay scale. Beginning coaches earn from $60,000 to $85,000 US, while established coaches working with professional actors and gaming companies earn $90,000 to $150,000. One coach mentioned making $180,000 training voice actors for major animation studios. This one honestly blew my mind. So what do you do in a role like this? You provide voice training and coaching services through virtual platforms. So what are your required skills? Professional voice acting experience, audio engineering basics, online teaching methodology, recording equipment expertise. And where can you learn all of these skills? Seems a little technical. It is, but you can learn these at the Voice Acting Academy online program, audio engineering courses on LinkedIn Learning, and teaching certification programs, voiceover training workshops. So online learning platforms, animation studios, gaming companies, voiceover agency, educational technology companies are all places you can find work doing this. Virtual fitness experience designer. So a virtual fitness experience designer's entry-level position starts at around $70,000, but here's the gold mine. Senior designers creating VR fitness experiences for major tech companies earn $140,000 to $220,000. One designer I know earned $250,000 last year developing programs for a leading VR fitness platform. Unbelievable. So what do you do in a role like this? You create immersive virtual fitness experiences and programs using VR and AR technology. So what are your required skills? Fitness certification, VR, AR development knowledge, user experience design, exercise programming experience. So where do you learn all of these skills? ACE or NASM certification, Unity or Unreal Engine courses, VR development on Udemy, UX design certification programs. So you've acquired all those. Now where do you go? Virtual reality fitness companies, digital health platforms, gaming companies, fitness technology startups, online fitness platforms. I recommend iFit and Ubisoft. Remote art therapist. So remote art therapists specialize in VR therapy as well. While traditional remote art therapists start at $65,000, those incorporating VR technology and working with high-end private practices earn $150,000 to $250,000. One specialist working with corporate clients made over $300,000 last year providing executive wellness programs. So what do you do in a role like this? You conduct art therapy sessions virtually using digital tools and platforms. So what are the required skills? Art therapy certification, digital art tools proficiency, telehealth platform expertise, and clinical documentation skills. Where do you learn all of these skills? The American Art Therapy Association certification, digital art therapy courses, telehealth certification programs, and mental health platform training. So where do you find these jobs? Telehealth platforms, mental health startups, healthcare organizations, educational institutions, and private practice platforms. Put a portfolio together and market it out. And virtual sustainability consultant. So virtual sustainability consultants start at around $80,000, but senior consultants earn $180,000 to $250,000. So what do you do in this role? You help businesses develop and implement remote sustainability initiatives and environmental programs. So what are the required skills? Environmental science knowledge, carbon footprint analysis, sustainability reporting, and remote team collaboration. So where do you learn these skills? LEED certification programs, GRI sustainability reporting certification, environmental management certificates, and carbon literacy training. Where do you find these jobs? So environmental consulting firms, corporate sustainability departments, green technology companies, nonprofit organizations, and government agencies. So here's some general tips for landing unconventional remote jobs. Build a digital portfolio. Create a professional website. Document your relevant projects. Include video demonstrations of your skills. Maintain active professional social media profiles. And network in digital spaces. So join LinkedIn groups in your field. Participate in virtual industry conferences. Engage in online professional communities. And attend virtual networking events. Then develop your remote work skills. Project management tools like Asana or Trello. Communication platforms like Teams, Zoom, and Slack. Time management and self-discipline. Digital collaboration tools. Remember to regularly check company career pages and set up job alerts on those platforms for your specific specific interests. Many unconventional remote positions may not be advertised on traditional job boards, so networking and direct outreach to companies in your field can be particularly effective. So here's the reality. These aren't just unique jobs, they're lucrative careers with serious growth potential. Every position I've mentioned is actively hiring, and I've included links to training resources and job boards in the description. Want to cover more down-to-earth roles for remote work? Next week, I'm sharing a list of off-the-radar night owl jobs you can work from anywhere in the world. Hit subscribe to be notified and to not miss it. Hey, and drop a comment telling me which salary range surprised you the most. Was it the $300,000 art therapist, the $200,000 forest manager? Let me know below. And remember, the future of work isn't just about working remote, it's about living life on your own terms. You got this. Now, like if you like, sub if you sub, share if you share. I'm Thrive. Bye.